Hi friends, it's Kairu. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with another Infinity Nikki video because I have been obsessed with this game since it launched, playing almost non-stop. It has been a bit of a learning curve, not gonna lie. It is my first open world gacha game, so that's been interesting, but it's not my first Nikki game. I did play Love Nikki back in the day, loved it, spent way too much money. But this game has been an absolute blast, and as I've played, I've picked up some things, learned some things that I wanted to share with you guys. So these are my 10 tips for beginners that I wish I knew when I first started, and hopefully these can help you if you're just starting out, or even if you've been playing a ton of hours like me. Hopefully these will be useful for you. So pretty early into the game, you will meet Dada and find the Stylist Guild. There will be an NPC here who mentions talking to him about warp spires, and apparently in version 1, you could skip this entirely. I've seen a few people talk about how they just kind of glossed right over it and then had to come back and do it later. But if you talk to this NPC, Tokar, he will actually introduce you to the realm challenges in the warp spires. So these can be used not only for teleportation, but also using vital energy to get resources. So my first tip is to be sure you are using your vital resources early and often into your gameplay, because it replenishes very slowly and it caps out at 350. You cannot get more than 350. So spend your vital energy every day. In the beginning, you'll probably want to focus on the realm of escalation, and you'll want to get shiny bubbles. These shiny bubbles are used for glowing up outfits, and you are definitely going to need that to progress the story as you face more and more challenging styling competitors. So be sure you are taking advantage of that system. Other realms will unlock as you progress the story, so you won't have immediate access to everything, and some realms actually don't get accessible until pretty late in the game. So for the Realm of the Dark, you'll have to defeat Boldy during the Secret Ledger quest. For the Realm of Eureka, you'll have to finish the Power Outage Rescue quest. The Realm of Nourishment, you'll need to unlock the Factions feature during the Unexplained Coma Incidents quest. And then for the Realm of Breakthrough, you'll need to complete Chapter 7 in the main quest. You can replenish your vital energy if you do not feel like waiting real time to do so. So you do that by going in here, and you'll see there are 2 ways of going about this. So the only way that I really recommend is using these energy crystals. I've used a few, but I don't want to use all of them. I definitely want to save some for those times I really need them. And then you can also use diamonds, but I do not recommend using diamonds because it will honestly just deplete them way too quickly, and these are better spent, in my opinion, on revelation crystals. Save as many of these crystals as you can and just log in every day and use your vital energy. My next tip is related to the camera. So you can actually make upgrades to your camera, and one way to do this is by completing photo challenges, as well as finding unique locations in the game to photograph. So if you approach one of these locations, you'll see a little pop-up will appear on the left. This is the lakeside picnic area, so we'll want to open up our camera. And I personally, for these, I usually just take Nikki out of the shot. And you just want to make sure that the lakeside picnic area or whatever location you're in is highlighted here. And then we'll go ahead and snap the picture. And once we upload that, it will open up our expedition handbook, and we'll be rewarded with 3 camera parts to upgrade our camera with. And when we want to upgrade our camera, we just go into the camera settings. It will show us how many parts we have, and I'm at level 9 for the poses, and I really want to grind this out. So it's going to take 7 parts now. The higher level you are, the more parts it takes to continue upgrading, but I want to go hard on the poses, so let's upgrade our camera. And it will then show us we are now an elite pose collector, and it has given us a new pose. We can check out our new pose. And Nikki is going to blow kisses. This is super cute. You can also hide your camera icons if you want to just enjoy relaxing with Nikki and looking at some pretty scenery. And as you play around with the camera, if there's any NPCs in the background that you don't want, you can toggle this to off. You can also, I don't have any Eureka equipped now, but if you have Eureka equipped, you can toggle to on so that you can get your Eureka in the shot. And of course, you can adjust your aperture, your lighting, angles, all of that good stuff. It's honestly one of the best in-game cameras I have ever seen. So we'll snap a little picture. Ah, so cute. My third tip is, as you explore, collect as many resources as you can. If I see something and it's close by, my strategy is honestly just to go ahead and grab it, whether it's bugs, plants. There's lots of sketches and quests that require having items. Like there's several quests that involve having pearl wings on hand or sizzle pollen on hand. So if I am near a resource and I can reasonably, oh, I'd probably mess that up, and I can reasonably get to it, I will just go ahead and do it because you're gonna need everything. So I try to groom as many animals as I can. I try to pick up everything. And not only does doing this give you those resources that you'll use later, it also gives you a little bit of insight to help upgrade your Heart of Infinity. So definitely be picking things up and keeping an eye out for those resources. Also, in your map, you can actually track resources. So I'm using a controller, so it'll be the left button on the D-pad. But once you have collected a certain amount of items, you'll be able to do specific tracking. Until then, it'll give you a general location that the item is in. Since I've gotten plenty of wolf fruit, I can do precise track. And if I do that, it will actually show me all of the exact locations wolf fruits are on the map. So that's a nifty feature. And then when you're done, you can untrack the item and track something else instead. This can be applied to animals, insects, fish. So if there's a particular fish you need and you don't remember, where to get it, like say you don't remember where to get a whisker fish, you can track it. I haven't gotten enough whisker fish, so it just gives me a general location of where they are. Once I've caught more of them, it will show me all the precise locations. So that is another handy trick that took me way too long to figure out. Tip number 4 is during styling challenges to focus on the stats of your items rather than the aesthetics. The outfit does not need to look good in order to win. Usually you just need to focus on the category of the competition and go from there. So the theme is striving for the top, so that can sometimes give us a hint as to what it's going to be. Maybe it'll be cool, maybe it'll be elegant. We'll see. It's cool. Okay. Now what you're going to want to do is, if you have outfits that you know are cool, you can go into your outfit section and you can actually filter. And we want to focus on the styling theme. We're going to go over to cool. We'll select that. And it's going to show us our coolest pieces. So I have a very cool outfit already, but let's say you don't. It is very much okay to level up your cool ability outfits. You can level up the electrician outfit, for example, or the fishing outfit. I'll use the electrician in this video. Then you can go into your cool items as well, and you can look for items that have higher stats to pair with your outfit. Sometimes it won't work and you'll have to just mix and match. So we have this Raging Boldy 5-star piece, so we can't wear it over the suit. So we would then want to look for other things. In general, you want to go with the items that are your highest stat, and they're usually going to be here in the left, but you never know. If you're ever in doubt, you can hover over the stats of each item. I'll just see kind of how far we can get with our more basic items. And you can throw on accessories and Eureka. So even if you look like a hot mess, you can still win. We'll use our cool Eureka. Right now, we don't have a lot of cool Eureka options, so I only have these 3-star ones here. And then I do have the level 10 4-star cool for my feet. So we'll see how far we get here, but leveling up your Eureka is also going to help tremendously. So see how much of a boost the Eureka just gave us? We almost got perfect. And then after the challenge, I recommend looking at your score details so you can see where you were lacking. We could level up our hair a little bit more, our footwear is lacking, and our clothing is lacking. Now that we have our score stats, we can actually focus on the areas that we're lacking. So we could theoretically go in and level up our hair a little bit, level up our footwear a little bit, and we can apply those shiny bubbles just to those places rather than glowing up the entire outfit, because we don't need to improve our accessories. We don't need to improve everything. We just want to focus on kind of where we're lacking, and that will help us save resources as well. So that's what they're for. So let's go ahead and use this outfit now. And already look at how much footwear gives us. So I highly recommend leveling up your socks and shoes. They don't cost as much as the clothes, but they give you a huge boost. My next tip is you want to upgrade your Eurekas. Max level is level 10, and you have Eureka for your head, your hands, and your feet, and these will give you a huge boost in styling competitions. I also really like upgrading Eureka because they can be applied to any outfit, so they're a lot more versatile than just glowing up clothes. Ideally, you need to do both, but definitely focus on Eureka in the beginning. Another thing to note is when you do reach max level 10, your Eureka will randomly change color. You do not get to choose what color it turns into. But if you don't like the color, or if you want to get one of every color or one of a few colors that you like in particular, you will actually need to use your duplicate Eureka and level those up until you get the desired color. But no worries. If you do happen to, say, put a lot of energy into upgrading this blue one and say you wanted yellow or pink, you could actually then use this as a resource to upgrade the new Eureka. So see how we have this level 3 one and then this level 0 one? Let's say we upgraded this level 3 all the way to level 10 and we hated the color. We could then use that as a resource and level it up into our duplicate Eureka, and that would essentially transfer the experience into that. So we would have another chance at getting the color we want. If you run out of duplicates, you can always do the realm challenge of Eureka again to get more drops. Another thing is if you want to make sure you don't accidentally use the Eurekas you want to keep as an upgrade material, you can actually lock them here. And I highly recommend locking any Eureka you don't want to accidentally lose them. So we'll do 3-star and below. You can either do quick add, but I like to add them manually just so that I can make sure. And then it will show us what level it will become after we put in those resources. And it also costs bling as well. So just be mindful that you have enough bling. And obviously, the higher starred ones that you use, the more experience it will give. And you can also use these shining particles. You can choose how many you would like to use. And if you go all the way to max, so this will now be level 10. It's going to cost us this much bling. We can review our Eureka before we make our final selection. And then we'll go ahead and click upgrade. And it is now red, so see how it changed color and we had no control over it. My next beginner tip is to know the difference between shiny bubbles and glitter bubbles and when to use them. In the early game, you do not need to use glitter bubbles, and I will show you why. As you glow up your clothes, you will eventually hit max level. That is when you can no longer use shiny bubbles to level up these pieces. But what you can do from here is use the glitter bubbles to elevate them one more time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select our max level shoes here and we're gonna click glow up. And now we have completely maxed out the shoes using our elegant glitter bubbles. So that is a cool feature to look forward to. But in the early game, it is important to note that you don't necessarily want to be grinding out the glitter bubbles. I will show you how to get them though. The first major way to get them is once you unlock the Realm of the Dark and progress through the story, eventually, in addition to Boldy, you will fight Caged Greed. And once you defeat Caged Greed in the story, you'll be able to challenge Caged Greed levels in the Realm of the Dark. And depending on the challenge you complete, you'll be able to receive glitter bubbles. So if we, for example, fight Caged Greed Ascend, that will give us the elegant bubbles that we need. There is another location in the game we can obtain these bubbles, however, and that's going to be in Flora-Wish. And as we play through the story, eventually we will unlock a vendor who will set up shop in Flora-Wish, and their name is Yalubo. So at Yalubo's shop, you can exchange any duplicate pieces you have for glitter bubbles. So for example, if you have anything here, more than one, and you would like to part ways with it, you can do so and then choose whichever glitter bubble you would like to receive in return. Yalubo will not come to Flora-Wish until you have reached Mira level 31, just as a heads up. My final tip is wonderful if you struggle with combat in Infinity Nikki. Even though it's not the hardest combat, why not make it even easier for yourself if you can? If you've looked in your wardrobe, you may have noticed the Whim fragrance section. So these are the Whim fragrances I have crafted so far, and they offer different combat abilities. But in order to obtain these fragrances, you do have to complete challenges in the world. This usually involves fighting monsters and finding a key ingredient needed to craft these fragrances. So the first step to doing this is actually early in the game, but it's pretty easy to miss, so let's go check it out. First, you'll need to complete a quest called Purify Scent in the Cavern. You'll follow the path north of Flora-Wish. So I've marked here on the map where you can find him. I don't know if he'll still be here in my game since I've already achieved this, but we'll check it out anyways, just in case. He should be around here. It looks like he's gone in my game, but his name is Aramita and he is wearing a blue shirt and sweeping the pathway. You'll overhear him talking about a treasure and agree to share the treasure's location with you if you prove yourself by taking down some nearby S-lings. So that is all for this video. Let me know if any of these tips and tricks helped, or if you have any questions. I am happy to help in any way I can. Thank you so much for watching and have a very happy new year. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.